Be me, 24, construction engineer, certified party hater. Friends drag me to some underground goth/punk rave. It'll be fun, they said. You need to get out more, they said. Now I'm surrounded by people dressed like Tim Burton's fever dream. Lights equals red, smoke equals everywhere. DJ looks like he hasn't slept since 2008. I'm in my stupid flannel while everyone else is in black leather and eyeliner. Then she walks in, black hair with streaks of purple, combat boots, fishnets, oversized black hoodie with a skull, face like, don't talk to me unless you want to die. Entire crowd kind of parts around her like she's goth royalty. Friend leans over. That's Raven. Of course it is. She looks at me once, eyes narrow like she's deciding if I'm edible or just pathetic. I nervously sip my beer like it'll protect me. Later, end up next to her at the bar. Accidentally make eye contact. Brain, abort mission. Mouth, nice boots. She, congrats. You can see. Ouch. I try to recover. So, The Cure or Depeche Mode? She looks at me like I just challenged her to a duel. The Cure, obviously. If you say Depeche Mode, I'll end you. Me. The Cure's good. Boys don't cry, slaps. She blinks, slightly impressed. First conversation where I didn't get roasted to ash. Fast forward 3 drinks later. Turns out she's actually funny. Dry, sarcastic humor that hits like a sniper shot. She makes fun of my job. I make fun of how dramatic she looks ordering a margarita. She rolls her eyes, but doesn't walk away. Big win. Music gets louder. Crowd gets messier. She leans in close to say something. Hair smells like smoke and vanilla. Me stopped responding. Next thing I know, we're outside. She suddenly grabs my shirt. This doesn't mean anything. Me? Yeah. Sure, obviously. Totally. 5 minutes later, we're making out like idiots behind the club. Cut to her place. Dim lights, band posters, black bed sheets, neon skull in the corner. She pushes me down on the bed like she's done this 100 times. Me internally, this is the worst and best decision of my life, and the most wild sex I've ever had. Wake up next morning, blanket tangled, my shirt missing, mascara smudged, not mine. She's sitting on the edge of the bed in my flannel, sipping coffee. You're still here, she says flatly. Yeah, should I not be? No, it's fine. Just don't catch feelings. I'm gay. Okay. Me internally. Cool, cool, cool. I'm not panicking at all. She tosses my pants at me. Bye, sunshine. Walk of shame through the gray morning light. Me thinking I'll never see her again. Spoiler alert, I was wrong. A few weeks later. Living my normal construction, bro life. Pizza, gym, no drama. Then, ding. Unknown number, texts. We need to talk. Brain. Oh God, I accidentally joined a cult. Check number, Raven, Goth Queen, Margarita Slayer, one night disaster, blood pressure skyrockets. We meet at a cafe, not even a dark broody one, a Starbucks. She looks like a raven in a room full of pigeons. Hoodie, black lipstick, death stare. I look like I deliver Amazon packages. She doesn't say hi, just stares. So, I start. I'm pregnant. Me. Like, right now? Her. Jesus Christ, you're dumb. Coffee nearly goes down the wrong pipe. My soul leaves my body. It was one time. Yeah, congrats. Apparently you have Olympic swimmers. My brain is playing Windows error sounds on loop. She crosses her arms. Look, I don't want your money. I don't need your pity, but you are the father. The way she says father makes me shiver. She leans in closer. And don't get weird about this. I'm still gay. Me. I wasn't gonna propose with a diaper ring. She snorts despite herself. Big W, awkward silence. I look at her. She looks like she wants to punch the world and nap at the same time. And somehow I blurt out, I want to help. She raises an eyebrow so high, it almost breaks the sound barrier. Help? Why? Because I'm not a total asshole. She laughs, no humor. You'll regret this. Probably, but I'll still do it. She sighs. Fine. But don't expect a love story. Me internally. Bro, we're already in one. Week 2 of co-parenting with Goth Lesbian I accidentally impregnated. Never thought I'd say that sentence in my life. My friends think I made it up. Her friends want to sacrifice me to the moon goddess. We agree to be civil. Translation. She insults me less. I stop flinching when she walks into the room. She moves some of her stuff into my apartment because I'm not living in a shoebox with moldy walls. Sunshine. She calls me Sunshine now. It's a slur. She decorates the living room. Suddenly there are black curtains, fake candles, a raven statue on the shelf. Looks like a Hot Topic opened a temple. My kitchen table now has a pentagram placemat. But weirdly, it kind of works. We start doing weekly grocery trips. I grab cereal and milk like a normal human. She loads cart with organic kombucha, black grapes, vegan ice cream. Raven, this stuff costs more than rent. A baby deserves the best. It's not even born yet. She narrows her eyes like I insulted a demon prince. My mom calls, asks how things are going. Good. Are you still seeing that girl? She's pregnant. Dead silence. Oh, Raven overhears. What did she say? She said, oh. Classic mom reaction. Fast forward a bit. She starts getting morning sickness. I bring her crackers and water. One night, I come home from work, covered in concrete dust. She's on the couch, wrapped in a blanket, playing Stardew Valley like it's a competitive esport. You look disgusting, she says. You look like an edgy burrito, I shoot back. She actually laughs. First time I've heard her real laugh. She falls asleep halfway through the game. I end up tucking her in without thinking. She mumbles, thanks sunshine, in her sleep. Me melts into the couch. Month 2 of accidental baby pact with Goth Queen Raven. Our dynamic, 60% insults, 30% silent moments, 10% dangerously soft shit I don't know how to handle. She's showing a little now, which somehow makes her even scarier and hotter at the same time. She still dresses like she's about to hex the PTA, except now she carries a reusable water bottle and prenatal vitamins. Her hormones? Next level chaos. One day she's roasting me for breathing too loud. The next, she's crying over a picture of a corgi in a raincoat. I just nod, bring snacks, and accept my fate. We start going to doctor appointments together. Me, awkward engineer trying to understand pregnancy talk. Raven, threatening the nurse if they dare call her ma'am again. At one appointment, she squeezes my hand so hard, I swear my bones cracked. Doctor just smirks. You two make a cute couple. Me choking on air. Raven, we're not a couple. Doctor, sure. She starts sleeping over more often because it's closer to the hospital. Also because she hates walking up 3 flights of stairs at her old place. I set up the guest room. She ends up on my couch anyway, wrapped in blanket like goth sushi. One night, she walks into the kitchen at 2 a.m. Why are you awake? I ask. She stares at me dead serious. I need pickles and chocolate pudding at the same time. Are you okay? I'm pregnant, not dying. Get the pudding. I do. I don't question it. Next day she texts me. Don't tell anyone about the pickles. Too late. Group chat knows. I'll bury you alive, sunshine. Friends are confused. So, are you two a thing? No. But she lives with you. Yes. You bring her snacks at 2 a.m.? Also yes. Dude, month 3 of living with Raven. She's officially taken over my apartment. My living room now looks like a vampire lair with good Wi-Fi. Even my dog avoids the Raven statue on the shelf. Every day is chaos in a new flavor. Yesterday she threw a pillow at me for breathing weird. Today she made me pancakes shaped like bats. Can't keep up with the vibe shifts. My mom calls again. How's the situation? It's not a situation, Mom. You like her? No, I don't. She's right there, isn't she? Raven yells from the kitchen. Hi, Mom. Betrayal that night. We end up on the couch watching some dumb baking show. She falls asleep with her head on my shoulder again. It was supposed to be temporary, but it's starting to feel a lot like home. Month 4 of the accidental goth baby sitcom. Raven's belly's more noticeable now. She walks around like a tiny, terrifying warlord with a bump. Everywhere we go, people assume we're together. She corrects them exactly 50% of the time, which is insanely confusing. Our grocery store cashier calls me the husband now. Raven doesn't deny it, just smirks and lets me die inside. She starts nesting, or whatever it's called, rearranging furniture, painting the baby room black and soft gray. It's gender neutral, she says. It's a dungeon, I reply. She throws a paint roller at me. My friends keep making jokes. Dude, when are you gonna admit you're in love with her? Never. Sure, and I only drink water. She calls me sunshine. Bro. Her cravings evolve like Pokemon. One night she texts me while I'm on a night shift. Next day she drags me to a prenatal class. Me, surrounded by couples holding hands and practicing breathing techniques. Her, goth in combat boots, scaring the instructor by asking, "So what happens if the baby comes out upside down like a horror movie?" Instructor, traumatized. Me, trying not to laugh because we'll get kicked out. We end up back home exhausted. She collapses on the couch. "You're not bad at this, sunshine," she mumbles. What, existing? No, being around. She doesn't look at me when she says it, but it hits anyway. Later that night I can't sleep. I realize I don't just care about the baby, I care about her. Month 5. Life with Raven has officially crossed the "we're just co-parenting" line and entered emotional whiplash sitcom territory. Half our conversations end in sarcasm. The other half end with me accidentally wanting to kiss her. Send help. She's glowing now. One day she drags me to a baby store. I expected black strollers and spooky mobiles. Instead, she's holding a plush bunny with the softest face. "It's for the kid, not me," she says too fast. Uh-huh, sure. We run into one of my old flings there. She gives me the look. The, "Oh, so this is your girlfriend" look. Raven squeezes my arm and smiles sweetly. Yes, and the baby's his too. My soul leaves my body. Old fling, awkward laugh and speed. Walks away. Raven lets go and bursts out laughing. "You should have seen your face." I think I blacked out. "You're welcome." Later that night, we're watching some trashy reality show. She steals my blanket without warning. I complain. She kicks my leg. I try to steal it back. Suddenly we're laughing like idiots on the couch. She ends up lying against me. My arm around her without me even thinking about it. Her hair smells like vanilla and bad decisions. She mumbles, "You're not the worst," which from her is basically a love confession engraved in marble. I don't say anything, but my grin gives me away. Later, I lie in bed staring at the ceiling, trying to remind myself. This started as a one-night accident, but it doesn't feel like one anymore. Month 6. Me and Raven are now officially that "we're not together but act like we've been married for years" couple. We grocery shop together. We fight about stupid stuff like what kind of cheese to buy. She yells at me for leaving socks on the floor. I yell at her for using my hoodie as a napkin. Crazy domestic. Baby Bump is big now. She walks around like a tiny queen who could overthrow a small government. She's started using the bump to get her way. "Sunshine, could you get me some ice cream?" "You literally have legs." "Yes, but I'm growing a human." She wins every time. Friends keep asking, "Are you two, like, a thing?" We both immediately say no at the same time. They don't believe us, because obviously. One night, thunderstorm outside. Lights go out mid-movie. She jumps a little. "Don't you dare say anything," she hisses. "I wasn't going to," I lie. She ends up sitting pressed against me under one blanket. I can feel her heartbeat. She can probably feel mine trying to escape through my chest. Then out of nowhere, she says, "Hey, you ever think about what this will be like after the baby?" "Yeah, a lot." Scared, terrified. She smiles softly. "Good. Me too." It's quiet after that. Rain hitting the window. Her head resting on my shoulder. My arm around her without needing to think about it. And for the first time, the idea of after doesn't scare me as much. Month 7. Baby room is done. Raven decorated it like a mix between a goth castle and Pinterest board. Black mobile, gray walls, tiny skeleton plushies. Somehow it's adorable and slightly intimidating. Very on brand. Her friends come over. All goth, all terrifying. I'm the only dude in a sea of black eyeliner and sarcasm. They test me with rapid-fire questions like it's an interrogation. "Are you gonna bail?" "No." "Do you even like babies?" "Not sure, but I like this one." They all go quiet, then one says, "Okay, he's fine." Later that night, she's in one of my shirts again, feet on the coffee table, eating pickles and ice cream like a chaotic queen. "You know," she says, "you passed their vibe check." I was terrified. Yeah, I could tell. It was hilarious. I roll my eyes, but my chest's warm anyway. We've fallen into this stupidly comfortable rhythm. Like we skipped the whole dating stage and went straight to We've lived together for 5 years and argue about shampoo. Then it happens. She falls asleep on the couch, head in my lap, hair messy, hoodie too big. I brush a strand off her face without even thinking about it. She mumbles something in her sleep and leans closer, and my entire brain short circuits. Because I realize, this isn't just some baby bond thing. I'm full on in love with the most sarcastic goth gremlin I've ever met. And I have no idea what to do about it. Month 8. Raven is now both terrifying and unfairly gorgeous. She's got this don't mess with me energy while carrying a literal human. Every time we go outside, people either give us space like she's the final boss or tell me how lucky I am. Yeah, buddy, I know. She's gotten clingier too, not that she'll ever admit it. I'm not cuddling you, sunshine. You're just warm and the baby likes it. Sure. 10 minutes later, she's asleep on my chest, snoring softly. We go to a family barbecue. My mom takes one look at Raven and whispers, "She's the one." Raven hears her. Raven smirks at me. Me internally. Please ground open and swallow me whole. At the barbecue, some old family friend flirts with me. Raven doesn't say anything. She just wraps her arm through mine and smiles like a Disney villain. The woman bails in 0.2 seconds. Raven. What? I was just stretching. Me. You're evil. Raven. And you like it. Later, car ride home. She's quiet. Hey, I say. You okay? Yeah, just didn't like someone else touching you. Me stops responding. Noted. She mutters something too low to catch and looks out the window. That night, we're watching some dumb reality show again. She shifts closer, leans into me. Hand on my chest like it's the most natural thing in the world. You make this less scary, she mumbles. My mouth moves before my brain catches up. You make it feel like home. She freezes for a second, then laughs softly. God, you're such a sap. But she doesn't pull away. I stare at the ceiling after she falls asleep on me again. And yeah, I'm completely gone for her. Month 9. Raven is in full final boss pregnancy mode. Doctor says the baby could come any week now. She steals my hoodies, snacks, and apparently my sanity. You love it, she says when I complain. Unfortunately, I do. One night I walk into the living room. She's sitting on the couch wearing my hoodie, one of my old baseball caps, and eating cereal out of a mixing bowl. You look ridiculous, I tell her. You look like a man whose cereal I just stole, she answers. How am I supposed to fight that? We talk about baby names again. I suggest something normal. She suggests Raven Jr. What if it's a boy? Raven Jr. too. I give up. Then she looks at me a little too seriously. You're actually good at this, she says quietly. At what? All of it. Being here, not running away. My heart immediately decides to stop working. I just shrug and say, You're stuck with me, sunshine. She rolls her eyes, but she's smiling. Later that night, she falls asleep with her hand on her stomach and her head on my chest. And I realize, I don't want to imagine a life where she isn't there. Week 38. The big day is basically any second now. Hospital bag is packed, snacks secured, playlist ready. I'm prepared for anything, except for how calm she is. Raven's sitting on the couch like she's waiting for a pizza delivery, not childbirth. Her contractions start at 3 a.m. She wakes me up with the gentlest words known to mankind. Get up, dumbass. It's happening. Me has stopped responding. 15 minutes later, we're speeding to the hospital. Me, panicking. Her, yelling at me for hitting potholes. You're not the one about to push out a baby, slow down, and speed up. Me, that doesn't even make sense. Her, neither do contractions. Hospital chaos, nurses everywhere, machines beeping. She's swearing like a sailor between deep breaths. I offer water. She glares at me like I invented thirst. After what feels like an eternity and 3 of my mental breakdowns, a tiny human is screaming in the room. Nurse places the baby on her chest. She just softens. Goth warlord energy temporarily replaced with something warm and terrifyingly beautiful. Hey, little bat, she whispers to the baby. Me, already crying like an idiot. They clean him up, wrap him up, hand him to me. He's tiny, loud, and the most perfect thing I've ever seen. Raven smirks weakly. He's already judging you. Good. He takes after his mom. Later, it's just us in the quiet room. Baby's sleeping. Raven looks at me, hair messy, tired, radiant. "You know this wasn't supposed to happen," she whispers. "Yeah, and now I can't imagine it any other way." I squeeze her hand. "Welcome to the chaos, Raven Jr." She laughs. "We're not naming him that. We'll see." And just like that, the girl who swore she'd never fall for a guy, the guy who never planned to be a dad, end up starting the most chaotic, beautiful chapter of their lives together.